Welcome back, everyone. We're going to get started with the second speaker. I am still working on this November 5 branded beer. It is it's tasty, but it's heavy. Cheers. Skål. I'm just going to hand it immediately over to Pieter. So welcome, Pieter, to the stage.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, Vincent, I don't see him, but very big shoes to fill. I hope I will do just as well. So I wanted to talk about product discovery in Jira. Hopefully something that some of you are aware of. I will try to keep it brief. I am going to talk a little bit about Romit first, just so that you know why I need product discovery in the first place, and so that you also get a glimpse of what we do. So our mission is work to zero, specifically work to zero incidents. We're a safety company first. We used to be a technology company, but the thought really came that we wanted to do something with safety, and the technology is just a means to an end, right? We offer three types of solutions around safety, mainly worker safety, mainly industrial worker safety. First one is connected worker. We use these kind of devices that I have on right now. We use them for fall detection, for SOS, if you're lying still, if you get a heart attack on the job, especially if you're doing lone worker support, then this is basically what we try to prevent, that you lie there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. As soon as you get into an incident, we send a location. We have a couple of iterations of our product, but not really that important. I'm mostly focused on anything related to connected fleet, and our connected fleet is basically a solution that tracks driver behavior on forklift trucks, on reach trucks, basically any type of industrial material or industrial vehicles. And the reason why we do that is because an accident in an industrial environment can be very deadly, for sure. But it's also usually a combination of circumstances. And you never know when it's going to happen, right? It can be a combination of improper speed. It can be a combination of routine. A lot of people that have been working at the same company for 30 years, doing the same job for day in, day out, that is when it becomes dangerous, because you've done it so many times and you know how to do it, but it's that one time that things can go wrong. Same for this person here that you're about to see. He might have been doing this exact thing for 20 years without a hitch. And then there's this one time that he's driving with his forks up. He's driving over a speed bump. And luckily, he gets out from under it alive. But there are a lot of other videos that I'm going to withhold from you today. But it's a lot worse. And that's what we do and why we think it's important that we do what we do. So the way that we do it is by providing real-time driver feedback. So that when you get into a specific movement, like a harsh brake, as you see here, we give some warning, real-time feedback. And the goal is to prevent a habit from turning into a dangerous habit, from being one of those near misses that can lead to a deadly accident or an accident with serious injury. And then finally, we do railroad safety as well. We use basically the same hardware, very simple. We connect one of these things to a rail track, train passes, the device picks up vibrations, and then basically we send an alert to the workers wearing these wearable devices. So I'm not going to go over the entire history. Just know that when we started in 2017, we were a very technology-driven company. We had a good technology, and we were looking for a use case. We also had, well, almost all of the decisions were made by the leadership team, so our CEO and our CTO were the ones driving the decisions. They learned from pilot tracks from customers, but we didn't have any product designers, we didn't have any product managers. So by 2020, our solution looked like a monster of Frankenstein, basically. It had a lot of cool features, but it had very little UX design. 2020, 2021 is about the time when I joined Rombit, and was also when we wanted to move to a more product-led or product-driven company. Because when we started, I had no clue why we were building the stuff that we were building. We had a Google Sheet that had customer requests, and we didn't look at why our customers wanted those. We just said, okay, this is the customer that's paying the most or shouting the loudest. Let's do that first. We also had a lot of solutions. As you can see, we had 3 different types of solutions, 4 different types of devices, basically, hardware devices. And let me tell you, software is very easy to change and build. Not so with hardware. Once you do it, you can adjust the firmware a little, but typically if you make a hardware issue, if you make a design decision in your hardware, you're stuck with it. So I looked for what are we building and why are we building it? And I needed a way to basically structure that to get it insightful. And that's why I started looking at solutions like Airtable, Pendo, Product Board. I don't know if anyone has worked with a couple of those in the past. Any hands? Yeah, I see a few. Okay, perfect. But they all told me one thing, that you needed to stay as far away as possible from the development team. It was basically like a Berlin Wall between Airtable and Product Board and the environment that our engineers worked in, Jira. And I'd read Inspired and Empowered, and I thought, seems odd, because, well, you want your team to be as close as possible. So I started to look for a way of having that tool be as close to the engineering team as I could get. So before I continue my story, firstly, who has used Jira? All right, quite a few people. Second question, who likes using Jira? I see one. Me too, by the way, I love it. But mostly, like when I talk to people about Jira, they say it's extremely powerful, but it's very messy, convoluted, it's unstructured, and it's an absolute UI UX mess. And sorry? Yeah, it used to be better, but it's getting back there. Bear with me. Okay, and actually to quote Vincent, I think it's as far away from frictionless as you can have. But again, bear with me. So a lot of these people, when I talked to them and said, okay, do you integrate with Jira? They said, no, we don't need that. And when I said, but I I really do want it. They typically call me crazy, I guess. So I started looking for other alternatives, and at that time, when I started looking, Jira Product Discovery was not a thing yet. So it's a product by Jira, and they were still building it. Apparently, some other people thought the same as I did, and Atlassian thought, okay, we can work with that. But in the meantime, I started working with Foxley. Foxley is a tool, basically a plugin for Jira, and it does allow some product discovery, some prioritization techniques. You can use your RISE frameworks, all that stuff. But it had to work between those, in those very messy confines of Jira. So it very quickly became messy, convoluted, unstructured, and we lost track of basically the overview. So fast forward a year, and we're really running into like the constraints of what Foxley can do. We had so many user interviews that we wanted to input in as insights into Foxley, and we were just not getting that done. So we had features slipping through the cracks. It just wasn't very good experience. So right around that time, Jira Product Discovery came out in beta. And we tried it for, I think, about 2 weeks, and we said, okay, this is it. And it took us, I think, about another month to fully pivot our way of working, basically. But it's, we've never looked back since. So I started to write down what it is that Jira Product Discovery does, because I'm sure you'd like to know. And then I looked at the website of Atlassian, and they actually had a very good explainer video, so I'm just going to show that for half a minute. And then I'll show a quick interactive demo. All right, and that's it. So the thing that I liked the most was that it would allow me to structure data in whichever way I wanted, and also allow me to restructure it. I could basically add fields, I could delete them again, I could very simply, and what would usually take me about half an hour to do in regular Jira, I could do in 2 clicks in Product Discovery. Again, bear with me, I'll show you. It also integrated really well. Like, it integrates both on the input side, where we can get insights from our customers really easily into Product Discovery. But also, as you saw in the last couple of seconds, it works well for tracking progress, both for the design team as well as the engineering team. And then thirdly, you have views that you can share with your stakeholders, and you can structure them whichever way you like. So yeah, that's also nice. You can send a different view to your sales team, add more information on that, while you could also have a more compact view sent to your customers, for instance. So, very quick demo. I just spun up the Discovery demo. So this is basically the project that you get straight out of the box. And you can see some sample ideas in here. You can also see the impact score. You can see reach and effort. So 2 out of 4 RICE parameters. So let's show you how to create an extra field. If I do...
Yeah, the screen does that. It's fixed.
All right. So if I do impact, it automatically creates one of these. Let's make it a rating. You can add your description. So also if you're if your team is looking at a specific view and they're not part of the product team, like for instance your engineers or your sales team, they can still see what a specific field actually means, which is also nice. I think this one, for instance, when the team plans to work on the idea. Also, this is a very powerful function, the impact score. You can just edit that and say, okay, 50% reach, 50% insights. Let's add impact to that as well. And say we want to do 10%, 30, and then 50, and add one more. Impact, yeah. That's the one. And then you just save that, and it automatically updates like the score. It recalculates the impact score for each of these ideas. And if you have a customer, you can just say, okay, let's add an insight. Give it a specific rating. We actually developed a sort of framework to use based on the size of the customer, but especially also whether the customer specifically requested for this type of feature, or whether it was just something that came up in a conversation, and he said, okay, yeah, I might be interested in that. And then we will hopefully see that skyrocket to number 4 on the list. If we add some more, then you will automatically see it updated. What we then did was add automations, which is another new experience in Jira, which has improved a lot over the old way of working. So basically, right now, I added an automation that if I add a delivery ticket, that's fine. Then it will automatically generate a couple of placeholder tickets. It takes a while because it's still Jira, obviously. Or I did something wrong. It's always a thing with live demos, obviously. Yeah, I think I already know what I did wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shouldn't have been as honest. Yeah, I actually added a field called bucket, I think, and that need to be set. Anyway, what it would do is that it would generate some placeholder tickets, and then it would also generate a documentation basically in Confluence. And let's see if I can't show you that one that I generated. Let's show you one that we did. And basically what we try to do is have a viability, feasibility, and desirability study for every feature before we do any sort of feature work. We try to have a prototype ready and try to list down the research questions that we have, and then take those to our customers. And it ends up in this one, and then it can graduate like this one did to an actual solution that we're now offering to our customers in beta mode. All right. That's for my demo. I do have a couple of flaws that I want to address. Like it's still a relatively new product. So it doesn't have the product board style portal, which I kind of like, where you can actually gather insights from within the portal. It doesn't have that yet, but I'm told it's on the roadmap. And Jira automation, it's come a very long way, but there's still quite a few quirks that can take some time to figure out or to work around. But other than that, we've been using Jira Product Discovery for about a year now, I think. And it's really been a very good experience, actually, considering it's an Atlassian product. All right, and that's it for my presentation.
Thanks so much. I always love learning about these new things, and especially as in my work as a UX strategist, prioritization is always just the hardest part, especially when working with clients.
Yeah.
It's always hard. Blood, sweat, and tears. So thank you for that. I am going to try it. I'm going to try it, even though it's Jira. Do we have any questions?
So it's an external service called
So it's an external service called Foxley that you use. Okay. No.
Used to use Foxley.
Oh, and now
Switched to
it's
Jira.
built in. Right. Okay. Then I'll have to try it out as well then. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, it has its own kind of seat management. It's very easy to enable. Also adds very quickly to your bill, but it's definitely worth the cost. Yeah. All right.
And the main user, I would assume, is product managers.
Product managers, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So typically product managers, but like I said, you can share these views with the sales team. I know the sales team over at our end uses them a lot. And then other than that, Maxime also uses it. Yeah. You're right.
And I mean, I saw a lot of the prioritization scoring and things like that, but do you think that, like, the main benefit is really going from user insight straight into the roadmap?
Yeah. So yeah, we use Jira Service Desk as a sort of funnel into Jira Product Discovery. And then also if there's any insights coming from customers or from customer support or customer success, then we can just pipe that directly into Product Discovery as well. So, yeah.
Sorry. Can clients use it as well? Like,
So-
can you get input from them?
So that's one of the features that I'm missing. You have like the views that you can share with them, so they can see what's on your roadmap, and then they can send you an email and say, hey, I like that. Or during product, customer feedback sessions, we can pull that up and show, okay, what do you think of this? And then add it. But they can't add insights themselves. It's always through product management or, yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah? My God. God.
It's a ThinkPad.
I'm really sorry.
very
God.
ruggedized.
Yeah, this is, sorry.
Okay, I don't know that my question was worth your hardware, but here it goes. Talking, talking about impact score, and it's a genuine question because I haven't used Jira in a couple of years. And does Jira have now a system of aggregating some kind of data into this impact score, or do you have to work that out on the side?
Yeah, so you definitely have to work it out on the side. That's what we typically use Confluence for, to do like set up tests, and then I'm sure that with some tech wizardry you could get it to pipe into it, but as far as I know, no. Yeah, let's hope at one point.
All right, thanks. And final question. Tell me what. Yeah, tell me about this thing on your wrist. What does it do for you?
So it's it's our basically the first generation of worker wearable that we had, and as soon as I press the button 3 times, it sends out an SOS signal. But it would do the same, like if I were to fall down these beautiful stairs, it would hopefully also send out a signal with my GPS location. We only track the GPS signal as soon as you have an incident. Because of GDPR, we thought that was very important. So yeah, right now, if I would open up the platform, and I can. Oh, okay. Too bad, too bad. So yeah, you would see us showing up, and with some luck, we're under some glass. Yeah, we're under some glass, so it might let the GPS signal